Okay, welcome to Feeder Science Academy. Today we are going to look at separation of an immiscible liquid. So before we proceed, do well to subscribe or follow the channel. So separation of an immiscible liquid has to do with liquid that have two distinct layers. And when they have two distinct layers, they cannot join together and they have base they separate into two distinct layers because of difference in density. So let's look at, for example, if you have water and kerosene, you can see that the densities of kerosene and water they are different. So two of them cannot mix together. So that is why in chemistry we need an apparatus or a procedure to separate these two liquid from each other. And this process that require this separation involve the use of what the separation funnel. So we use separation funnel to separate them because when two of them are in separation funnel, they separate into two distinct layer. And the two distinct layer, then we have to open the tap of the separation funnel to be dropping it till it gets to the level of the one with high density. We go first before the one with lower density. Let's take for instance we have this. This is a typical examples of a separation funnel. This is how it look like. So you can see this is, and at this point you have the knob. So this is the knob that you hold. So now you pour in your liquid. So at this point, based on this, we have, let's say for example, this is the lower part you are having the kerosene. Then this other part you have your water. So at this point, you can see that when you open here, this one with lower density will be coming down, will be passing through, and then you have your beaker for here. Then this is a beaker for collection. So now, as you open here, this particular point, the liquid, the one with lower density will be dropping inside. After some time, you can see that the whole of this one that are with high density will come down, will be dropping till all of them got finished. Then you now lock here. At this particular moment, when you lock here, you've separated the first one, the immiscible, the one with higher density from the one with lower density. At this point, you've separated them into two different layers, into two different liquids. So we are saying that what I'm trying to say is that this is an or important part of chemistry where we use it to separate substances or liquid with different density. Then it's not only this, you can also have, maybe you have your water and palm oil. Let's take for instance, you have palm oil and water. These two, these two substances cannot mix together because of the density of oil and the density of water. Two of them cannot mix together. So you need, if you want to separate these two, you also need a separating funnel to separate them. So you need a separating funnel to separate this because the density of palm oil and the density of water are of two different. You can see that if you put palm oil and water in it, then you now see that palm oil will be on at the top. At this point, you see that what you will have here, you have water. This place you will not have water. Then here you will not have the palm oil because because of their difference in density. Palm oil will not settle at the top. Palm oil will settle at the top, and you now open the knob of the separating funnel. Then the water will be coming down till it got finished. Then it will now remain palm oil in it. So that is a typical example of two immiscible liquid. So at this point in time, this is a typical example. At this point in time, what we need to do is that when we have issue like this, maybe in the industries or in our work, in the classroom or at home, when you have two of these, the basic thing, since you don't have your separating funnel at home, what you do is to allow them to settle for some time. Then you started removing the one based on their density from each other. So that is a typical example of two immiscible liquid because every day we have some of this, sometimes we have these challenges at home. So they, you can also apply the same knowledge of chemistry by separating them to based on their density level. Do well to subscribe to Fidel Science Academy so that when next I drop more video, you can also take part and also contribute to the growth of the channel. Thank you.